Let's tweet this out real quick. All right, let's see here. Very short, impromptu talk about Mastodon social, fastest growing social media platform since Twitter is on fire. So here's the deal. Unless you've been under a rock, you know that Twitter is drowning. And I'll tell you what, it is a blast. It is an absolute blast to watch. So this is the kind of shit that's going on. Like, Elon Musk is literally beefing with everyone, okay? But this is not a video on Twitter, right? We're not doing an overview. This is not a news. This is not like a real stream. This is just Twitter is having a meltdown. Right now, the fastest growing social media platform is a place called Mastodon. Mastodon Social. I had never heard of it. Okay. I didn't know what it was. The only clones I've ever heard of when it comes to Twitter clones is like Parler or Gab or whatever, right? So just like the right wing ones that are just always really crappy and they're not well done at all, right? So I didn't know what to expect with this. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And I want to show you what the website looks like, and I kind of want to describe. I've been on for a little over a day now, and I was just really all in because I didn't understand what it was. I didn't understand how moderation worked. So let's just jump into it real quick. So if you Google join Mastodon or Mastodon Social, you'll see this. And basically what you want to do is just go inside here, and this will be like the kind of opening screen. Now, let me tell you something right off rip. Do not look at Mastodon as if Mastodon equals like Twitter, the company. Mastodon just happens to be a brand. It's the platform built by some dude named Eugene, but the way it's run is completely decentralized. Nobody runs Mastodon. Like, there's no, like, building somewhere or that can, tell people you're fired or you're not allowed to be here anymore. It's completely run by the servers. So here's how this works. In order to even make an account, you have to decide what server you want to be on. So here's all the different kinds of servers you can have. From what I'm getting, I feel like this is very popular in Europe. There's a bunch of European servers. There's a bunch of Russian speakers. So if I had to guess, I would guess, and this is pure speculation, I have no idea, that Mastodon Social, this network of servers, is pretty big in Europe. So let's go all topics. Let's go all topics, and then we'll say English, and then we'll go with instant. Okay, so in the North American ones, there's only two that are completely instant, and here they are: AWS Community.social and IOC Exchange.exchange, right? So this is where you would create an account. Now, let me move my giant head here. If you notice up here, the website, this is kind of important right here. AWS Community.social is the website you would go to sign on to get onto the Mastodon network of servers. Yeah, Mastodon is the platform, right? Mastodon is the platform, and if you were to get it on your phone, yeah, it's just Mastodon. But you are making an account with a server. The server I chose is Lorsh or lore.sh. Oh, and I'm already logged in, so here's my stuff, right? So if you look up at the top here, if you're more used to Twitter and Facebook and things like that, you would expect it to say mastodon.com, right, or /BetaBoyTV, but it's not, because lore.sh is an independent server. Lore.sh can do whatever they want, and I'll tell you the downside to this. in a second. But they can do whatever they want. This is their server. But here's why it doesn't really matter what server you pick. You can go over here, click Federated. No, that's let's see. Click Federated, and you'll see all these posts here, and it just looks just like Twitter. But if you notice, this Ruby Slippers, Amanda Finley digs all things. Ruby Slippers at Mastodon.social. So she was one of the lucky ones. She's probably been on for a long time, I bet. Let's see. When did she make her account? She made her account this month. Why she was able to get Mastodon.social? Maybe she's famous. I don't know. But hers is at Mastodon.social. This one's at antabaka.me. It doesn't matter what server you make an account with. You literally can just pick a random one, and you will be on the network. And you will see everyone who makes an account on the network, regardless of the server they're on. The only time it starts to matter is if this local tab right here, let's say you picked one of the Japanese ones. If you click local, that means you're only seeing posts from inside your server. This would probably be in a language you don't understand because you decided to join a foreign, a non-English speaking server. But yeah, so Yif Life, so these are furries, Mastodon Social, Meow Social. These are journal posts, .host, journal.host. These right here, they're all verified journalists. So in order to join this one, you have to apply and all of that, right? Mine is lor.sh. I started an account on here. And just know that if you want to log in, what I was messing up every time was I would go to Mastodon Social, right? And I'd be like, oh yeah, let me go to Mastodon Social, right? And when I tried to sign in, I didn't even have my stuff. I was like, it's not $8 a month. But I'm like, it would say wrong password. I'm like, well, I have one. I have an account on Mastodon Social. No. It's Mastodon Social is one of the instances. It's like it's the instance. It's the server of the dude who made the whole thing. Personally, I would love to have my account on Mastodon Social because that seems to be like that's the main bad boy right there. That's heavily moderated. Like if you want good shit going on, that's where it is. Mine, lore.sh, seems to be pretty good actually. Oh yeah, look at that. Notification. Someone favorited my post. Look at that. Blur Without Fear. At Mastodon Social. Lucky. You had to come in early. 2017. See, that's what I want. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. Regardless which server you make an account on, you can talk to... Okay, so here's some exceptions. Yes, you can talk to anybody on any server unless the server you're on blocked another server. So apparently, because like free speech is the name of the game for this place, like free speech is like, that's the whole point. No corporation owns anybody, no censorship, like, but with exception, right? But it has to be very egregious. And you have servers out there like Post that are dropping all kinds of crazy shit, and the expectation is block that server, right? Now, here's the deal. Let's say I run my own server, right? Let's say we do bbtv.social, right? And I looked into it, but it's just too much of a pain in the ass, and I don't have the expertise to do it. And there's money I have to spend. I'm not doing it. But let's say I did. Let's say I started bbtv.social, right? And all the homies come in, all right? And we migrate over, not Blurred, because Blurred's going to keep his cool Mastodon.social one because he was here like 82 years ago. But everybody else is going to get blah, blah, blah at bbtv.social, right? Now, maybe, let's go back over here. Here's why people don't like blocking entire servers too often. if we go over here, why is there so much of this on the timeline today? That's crazy. But like Berserker Town, all right? So here's why you want to be careful about blocking entire instances, especially if you're an admin, right? Your server might not want to block whole servers. So Berserker.town. Let's say Thorwegian is just, you don't give a fuck about this account. This is just one he made really quick, and he's dropping N-bombs. He's calling people F-slurs. He threw some picture of a dead puppy up on here, right? It's crazy. And the admin of the server, me, bbtv.social, I go, what? I can't believe this. I'm blocking Berserker.town, right? Not even just this person. I'm blocking the whole server. Well, maybe not everybody on that server is like him. Maybe it should have been reported to that server's admin and given them a chance to boot him, because this is the one restriction that happens depending on the server you're in. If you're in my server, you cannot see anybody else on that server now. You'll only be able to see them if you migrate to a different server. So that's the only thing. So apparently, the vibe I'm getting is that server admins don't like doing full server blocks too often, because things like that happen. They'd rather their members block servers on their own, and block members on their own. Let's see. So I started an account on lore.sh, right? When I make another account, actually, we'll test it out right now. I'm not going to actually migrate, but I don't think they're going to let me... Social networking, that's not for sale. You never get ads, right? You never pay. Now, here's the deal. There are servers that do make you pay, and they're typically organizations. There are servers out there, from what I hear, that will verify you. Not verify you like blue checkmark verify you, but like you have to like show them your driver's license, make sure you're a real person. Like for instance, the journalist ones. If you apply, they're gonna look for you. They want to see your journalist credentials. You're gonna go through a process for them. Another place might be like, hey, we have a giant server with unlimited storage, and you can. There's no limit to how many words you can post. But it costs $5 a month to be here, so you can help pay for the server. We have, 20 paid mods, right? So maybe in your experience, the servers you've been on are like shitty or whatever. You're like, you know what? I want to go to a paid one. I will never do a paid one, but I'm just throwing out hypotheticals on there. But like for instance, Mastodon social. I want to see something right here. Mastodon. Like, create an account. All right, so check this out. Because Mastodon Social is the original one, it's the first one. Eugene is the one who did it. Blurred made an account on it in 2017. But it blocks it, right? Let's see. Creating an account is currently not possible. But if it was, then I can do it. The only thing I don't get about Mastodon is the server stuff. It feels weird to find shit. So I feel like most of it is transparent. Like, I forget all the time what my server is. My server is lore.sh. And if I were in somebody else's computer or I cleared my history or something, I would have to remember to go to lore.sh to sign in. But after you sign into that account, right? After you sign into that server, you're on Twitter. You're on Mastodon. Because this right here, this Federated tab, is, this home right here, Mastodon Social. Here we go. Saturation.social, sharing a science thing. And I think home, that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. That is what it is. All right, now I remember. There's 3 different kinds of feeds that you can have. Well, there's a few here, but 3 main feeds. And I thought I saw a meme earlier. It's probably still on. But it was like, the Federation feed was like a shithole. And then your local feed was like nice. And then your home feed was like heaven, right? And that was the meme. And so if you look up here, home is literally the people I follow. These are people I follow or hashtags that match with hashtags I've put up. That's what home is. So this is the feed. And if you see, it doesn't matter. Federated.social, Mastodon.lol, infosec.exchange. It doesn't matter, right? If Blurred, you post something right now, your post would just show up on my home. Doesn't matter what account you're on. Federated is these are the most recent public posts from people on this and other servers of the decentralized network. This is like all kinds of shit I can see on here, and it's not really like curated for me. That's why there was a bunch of like furry stuff on there and anime stuff, mocking woman. Yeah, so hopefully I don't nothing porn comes up on here. But just like stuff I probably am not looking for. So I probably will never be on Federated. Or maybe I'll go on Federated if I'm just seeing if anything random, like, oh, that's funny, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then there's local. Now, local is just your server. Local are just the people in lore.sh. So that would be cool if you found a server that you liked. I feel like local would be like the least useful on a giant server. So like Blurred, the server you're on, Mastodon.social, the original, right? The first one for this platform, probably has so many people in it that your local channel is like, might as well be the Federated channel. It's not really for, you know. But let's say we go to the, here we go. So it's not gonna let me, right? So find another server. And you go English, and we say food, beer, and free software lovers. Our server is hosted in France. So you know what? You like beer, so you apply for an account here. And this would be where you put your username, email address, blah, 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 blah. And then hostux.social is where you would log in. And then what happens is that once you make your account, it's a totally new account. You can use the same email address because it won't say you already used the same email address, because remember, it's a different server, right? So you can use the same exact email address, and then in the settings, let's say you want to move your followers over, you can migrate your account to another server as many times as you want, and you'll never lose followers or the people you follow. You will lose your posts, though. The posts belong to the server. Here are some other things that to think about when you are thinking about an account. The name of the game for Mastodon is free speech. And when I say free speech, I mean damn near total free speech. Now, I'm not going to be able to show it. I think it might be in the Discord. If it's not in the Discord, it's definitely on my Twitter. Because I wanted people to have a warning. Some of these servers out there, because they are independent, because they they can do whatever they want, have like ultimate free speech. And so like one of the worst ones is poa.st post, and it's they're shit posters. And so as I'm starting to learn this, I make a post on Mastodon, right? And I write this thing. I say, hey, I'm brand new here. I'm one of the people from Twitter, and I'm kind of wondering how this moderation thing works. As I was searching through other people's posts, I noticed that there was some like anti-Semitism. I also noticed this other post that was talking about here are these servers to block, and I was just wondering, like, what's the deal here? Like, are there limits? Can anybody say anything? And let me tell you something. I did get good replies. I got replies from people who use Mastodon and saying, yeah, you know, it is kind of free speech, and here's how you deal with that. But there are limits. Like, for example, CP. Like, you couldn't be a server that shares CP. They will I forget what they call it, they defederate or they take away your federation. And even though the server still exists and you could probably click local, you won't be connected to the federation. So you would only be able to share within each other. And then of course, if law enforcement were to find that server, then the person who owns that server, right? Because you have to go buy the domain to run the server. Those are the people that are in trouble. Because Mastodon is not responsible for anything that's run on another server. However, here are some other messages that were sent to me. That's right, you N-word, F-slur. If you need a safe space where you won't get raped, then go get a rope, go full K-slur back to Twitter. I also saw, I think it's photoshopped, and if it's not photoshopped, I feel really bad for the person, but it's obviously a botched, really fucked up gender affirming female to male surgery. And it's disgusting. And then, of course, they posted that on my thread, right? So a lot of stuff. And then, so you think to yourself, you're like, how is this allowed? Like, how is this happening? Again, because these servers don't belong to Mastodon. Mastodon is just a platform of federated servers. And what you do is then block servers. All right. So let's go into here. Let's go to like a my full thing. This would be like the Twitter main timeline, right? Imagine it like that. This is everybody on Mastodon. Again, Mastodon social, BAE.st. Okay, there's that stuff on there. So like if I didn't want to see this, for example, right? So I don't know why, you know, Bailbot. I don't follow her, so it's just posting, and it's a bot too. So okay, so you're like, I don't want this on my timeline. So, and I don't, right? Unless they were real. I'm not really into the animated stuff. So I can go here and I can block, but here is the important part right here. Block domain BAE.st. That means not only is Bailbot blocked, anybody on this server is blocked. So while it's kind of crazy that I received those other posts from telling me to kill myself, N-words, F-slurs, disgusting pictures, one person sent me a bunch of like, not memes, not even shit postings, but literal Holocaust denial, like proof, right? Again, just to try to trigger me, I guess. But those all came from a server. Most of them, a lot of them came from a server, like I said, called Post, and their server name was poa.st. So then what I did was, I had to do it. Couldn't do this from the phone, by the way. I had to go to the PC, and when I blocked the instance, they call them instances. The servers are called instances. When I blocked the instance, poa.st, all that disappeared. There was some stragglers of people who wanted to drop the hard N-words, and I didn't even care to report them, because the report goes to their server admins. Again, there's no Mastodon oversight. There's no building that, like Discord, for example. I refrained from using this because I feel like it kind of misleads it. But the way my brain was kind of, the framework I was using was Discord, right? Where it was like, BetaBoy has their own server. IFLC has their own server, right? Blur Without Fear has his own server. And we run our server how we want to run it. And we moderate it how we want it, right? Maybe we allow porn. Maybe we don't. Like, maybe we, yeah, whatever, right? But that still didn't really, even though that helps kind of imagine what it's like, all the servers aren't connected and can talk to each other. But also, thank you. But also, Discord is a boss. Discord, the corporation Discord, does have a centralized set of rules. They let you moderate your own server, but if they're sitting there like, hey, oh wow, that server's full of Nazis, Discord can reach down and take your server offline because you're violating their rules. Mastodon can't do that. Mastodon doesn't have the power to do that based off of the architecture that it is. It's just every server is independent of their own. What they can do is if enough servers want it, I don't understand the process. I'm not gonna even pretend to try to describe it, but apparently there's a way for a server to become unfederated, and how Post is not unfederated, that's kind of worrisome. But yeah. And I'll be honest with you, as soon as I saw all that stuff, as soon as I saw that like super crazy shit, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and spend all day blocking people because there's a bunch of Nazis on here. But somebody said something, I tried it, I gave it a chance, and they were right. There really aren't that many servers out there like that, because they end up getting blocked. They end up, it's kind of like they get pushed out they become their own version of Parler, really, is what happens, right? So everybody on here, like I was looking up, you can look up, what is it? So Fetty is like, it'd be like Twit, right? Or something. But instead of Twit, it's like Fetty, so for the Federation of Servers, right? So Fetty Block, if you look up Fetty Block, there is, you can go on here and be like, people will be like, hey, here's some new servers to block, or they'll talk about it. Gentle reminder to new admins, tend to your moderation Federation lists. And so suggesting admins consider a Fetty block to, right here, pleroma.nobody. Nobody has the biz. More than one user reported for white supremacy and anti-Semitism. So I'll make sure to go and I make sure to add that. I don't even care. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe I'm being, well, they're blocked anyway, right? So once I blocked like 2 or 3 servers, all the hard N-words, all the stuff, it just disappeared. Because most servers are not going to go and spend money, buy a domain name just to get blocked by everybody on the platform, and now they're sitting there with their 20 white supremacists, talking to themselves, like what happens on Parler, right? So it sounds like a lot. I was hoping to be able to explain it simply, but in conclusion, in an attempt to put this as succinctly as possible, this was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I was super confused at first, but I really do get it now. Any of the servers that might be out there that house Nazis and anti-Semites and stuff, shit posters that want to try to trigger you, like some of the messages that I got were like, you're never going to get left alone, just leave now, blah, blah, blah. Like, you guys try to block it. Nope, it was super easy. Post, POA.st, got blocked, and it was done. They were gone, and I haven't seen anything like that since. So super easy to block. The servers that you make an account with, honestly, I would just choose anyone. If you don't have an account, just pick one, because once you're on the network, then you go to, like, you start following people, find your friends, find your celebrities, whoever you want to, and just start following people, and then your home will be built, and it doesn't really matter unless your server blocks that other server, which doesn't happen very often. You're gonna see everybody in here. Last thing I'll say about this, and then I'm done, is this place is heavily, it's kind of like Tumblr in that it uses hashtags a lot, right? So if you wanted to come on here and do gamer, yeah, here we go. So here's some stuff talking about gamer stuff. But I mean, the communities are still building, right? And so we got to come in here and do our own thing. Like, nothing would come up if I did Dead by Daylight, like it would for, oh, one person. Oh, it's me. Look at this. This Russian plays Dead by Daylight. So yeah. So this is how many new people are coming in. Like, now, like yesterday there was no Dead by Daylight stuff. Now there is. Please stop fucking with my VCR. Leave it alone. It's the only way I can watch my Night Court tapes. It already took Muscle's VHS repair. This is pretty good. So I'm gonna and see, now I'm gonna follow this person. So I'm like, that was funny. They played DVD, and that was a good meme. So there you go. So yeah, I just want. That's why I'm doing a last minute late night stream, and yeah. I will post it to YouTube tomorrow. Love y'all. Thanks for swinging by. I'm out of here.